Hey, Emily, pick up, would you? Are you out of your mind? What the hell did you do?
What are you talking about? Aren't you at your mom's place yet?
You just got here a little while ago.
What's up? Why are you so upset?
Don't give me that. I know all about it, Emily. That $1,500 you send to Mom every month? She tells me that's for paying off your own debts. Is that true?
Huh? I really have no idea what you're talking about.
You deduct $1,500 from my monthly salary and send it to her to help her out. I asked you to do that for me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
She tells me that you're not sending her a dime. You're using that $1,500 to pay off your own debt. How could you, Emily? I trusted you.
Wait a second. Can you back up a bit?
I was shocked that you even had some debt, but using the money that's supposed to be set aside for Mom being used to pay off your debts, that is what's so unforgivable. Listen up, Emily. I want you to deposit all that money that you swindled from my mom, every last penny. You got that?
What's the amount she's demanding?
$1,800. You've been taking advantage of her for a year now. $1,500 per month multiplied by 12 equals $18,000. I want that money deposited today, Emily. She's in the kitchen right this minute crying her eyes out. She says she can't survive on her measly Social Security check.
Oh, really? I didn't realize she was getting Social Security.
What are you blabbing about?
I said I didn't know she was getting retirement benefits.
Of course, why wouldn't she? She's over 65 and is entitled to receive federal benefits.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm not texting you to talk about her social benefit program. This is about her monthly support that you were supposed to be sending her.
For your information, I've been depositing $1,500 at the end of every month. I've never missed a payment. And about this debt she says I have no financial obligations, at least that I know of.
But Mom just said...
Let's just stop you right there, Mark. I mean, stop and think for a second. As you know, I work full-time at the office. And in addition to that, I do freelance stuff at home, which brings in $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Which means I bring in a total of $4,000 or more every month. Do I really have to go into debt?
Yeah, I know all about that. I told her that. She said that's BS. You made all that up.
Excuse me?
She's sure you haven't deposited a dime. You probably have huge debt way over what you bring in. That's what she said. And I believe Mom. She wouldn't lie to me. I can't believe this has been going on for a year. You really pulled the wool over my eyes.
I always knew you had this mommy complex, but didn't realize it was so bad.
Huh? I beg your pardon?
You see me every day, for God's sake! You interact with me. We live together. Then you visit your mom for one day and now I'm Darth Vader? Your mom's always been pretty coercive.
Coercive? How could you say that about my mom, Emily?
Why don't you just ask to see her bank book? I'm sure this whole misunderstanding will be cleared up.
That's Mom's personal stuff. I can't just look at it without her permission.
Oh, yeah? Okay, if you say so. But I'll say it again. I have no debt, and I've been sending her $1,500 a month every month on the dot. End of story.
No way you're gonna put one over on me again.
This is going nowhere. Let's just chill out a little and talk about this later. I recommend that you take that time to get your act together. Hey, Mark. Are you serious? What's this? Divorce papers? Seriously?
Oh yeah, sent those out yesterday. Got them all ready, huh? I'm sure you already looked them over. You do see my name down at the bottom next to the blank one, set aside for you, I take it.
Yeah, I saw it. That's why I'm texting you. So, what the hell is this?
Do I really have to spell it out for you? Those papers say it all, doesn't it? No need for an explanation.
all I get from this is that you simply want a divorce. I'm asking why.
That's all you're gonna get.
Oh, I see. You've been cheating on me. Is that it?
How could you say that? Where's the proof for that?
See what I mean? This kind of mix-up always leads to these misperceptions. I need to know exactly why you want a divorce. Is that too much to ask?
I'm surprised you don't know. Okay, I'll tell you. It's your despicable actions toward my mother and you keeping this from me, lying to me.
Is this what's this all about? The money I was supposed to send your mom and that BS about me having some kind of debt? Don't tell me you still believe all this nonsense!
That's right. Finally admitting to your wrongdoing, huh?
I'm not admitting anything! All I'm doing is verifying why you want a divorce. That's all. Like I said, I'm not in debt. I don't even have credit card debt. And about sending your mother money, I did that as you asked.
There you go, lying your ass off again. Anyway, I want that $18,000 that you stole from my mom. You're not getting away with that.
I might as well be talking to a brick wall.
All I'm asking is you give that $18,000 back. I won't be asking for any other compensation. You should be grateful that I'm such a nice guy.
Okay, whatever. Just give me a little time then, would you? This is just so sudden. I need to get my head around what's happening.
Yeah, well, I can do that little favor, I suppose. I know you need some time to get that cash ready too, so tell you what, I'll give you a week. How's that? That money is probably quite a blow for someone who has a huge debt to pay off, but this is for my poor old mom. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not backing down, just so you know.
Hey Mark, are you there? Is it true that you quit your job?
Hey Emily, today's the deadline, wasn't it? Make sure you deposit that $18,000 into Mom's bank account by the end of the day. You got that?
Before I do that, I need some answers. I haven't seen you in a while. You apparently haven't come home. Seems you packed all your stuff and moved out when I was at the office.
Yeah, the condo's in your name, so when we split, I'm the one who has to move out. I took the initiative. I was worried about Mom living here all alone, too. Figured it would be an opportune time to come back home. Sooner the better, right?
Is that why you quit your job?
Yeah. They refused my request to move to another office nearby, and this 4-hour commute was really getting to me. Luckily, there's a job opening near my mom's place, so I'm gonna get a job there.
You've been pretty busy, I see.
Why do you even know about me quitting? Who told you? I haven't told anyone yet.
It was a Thanksgiving weekend and you didn't come home. And I was just wondering where you had disappeared to. So I called your office to check if you were there. They told me you came to the office 2 or 3 days ago and submitted your resignation. They also told me you had a bunch of paid holidays left, and so you used that and quit early.
Well, that's a relief. No hassle of having to explain everything to you. That's the story. Do you finally understand the strong devotion toward my mother?
Devotion, huh? Sounds more like an abnormal obsession.
Pardon me?
There's another question I had. Are you going to continue paying that $1,500 to your mom out of your own pocket?
Yeah, that's how it's gonna play out, I suppose. I wouldn't ask my ex-wife to pay it now, would I?
I see. I just wanted to verify that. I'll submit the divorce papers by the end of the day.
Oh yeah, great. Oh yeah, and have that $18,000 in the account by the end of the day. Got that?
Goodbye, Mark.
Emily, pick up, please. I need money, that $18,000.
Are you still harping on about that? I've been sending your mom her money right on time every month. Until last month, at least.
Yeah, I understand.
Pardon me?
You know that bank account book that you returned to me after our divorce went through? I saw that the $1,500 was deposited into my mom's account every month.
So, at long last, you see what I've been telling you. That you had no right to accuse me of stealing $18,000 from your mother.
Yeah, right. It's just that
Spit it out, for God's sake.
it was Mom who was in debt.
Wait a second. Your mom? In debt? Okay.
Yeah, things seemed fishy, so I confronted Mom on it and she spilled the beans. When my dad died about 2 years ago, she was tricked into buying some fake art. A painting supposedly by some famous painter, sculpture by Picasso, or so she thought. And she traded in stock. In a mere 6 months, she ended up spending $50,000 and even accumulated a considerable debt.
Wow, seriously? $50,000?
Now that I think of it, Mom has always been over-trusting, gullible. When Dad was around, he acted as a barrier, prevented her from being hoodwinked, but with him gone. Now that I think of it, it was about a year ago that she started hounding me about not having enough to live on.
So what you're telling me is that the $1,500 that I deposited into her account for the past year was to pay off her debt. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Even with that, she was still struggling. So, what she came up with was to get us divorced, and after a while kick you out of that condo. Then she and I move in there. Her plan was to have me support her after that.
I figured it would turn out to be something like this. So your mom was the perpetrator in this whole sordid mess.
Yeah, I didn't.
Getting us to divorce went without a hitch, but taking over my condo didn't go as planned, did it? You went ahead and moved out and went back home. In the bargain, you were out of a job.
Well, I figured I could,
Oh yeah, and your mom's social security? She didn't work long enough to be eligible. Maybe a few hundred a month, but nothing to write home about.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, I heard your mom talking about that a few years ago. That she never really worked, and had always been just a housewife. She said she wasn't expecting to get much.
No way, for real? I was hoping she'd support me until I landed that new job. That means I got zero income.
Huh? I thought you already landed that job? You seemed pretty confident about it last time we talked.
I did have it in the bag, at least I thought so. My old high school buddy started this company. I figured it would be local, but actually it's in New York.
You mean like New York? As in New York City?
Yeah, so we're struggling here. I can't just move to New York. I don't even know if I got the job, and even if I did, what do I do with Mom? I can't leave her here to fend for herself.
Sounds like you got your back against the wall, Mark.
Yeah, so, look, about that $18,000, I could use it just about now. And if it's not any trouble, I would appreciate it if you deposit $1,500 into my bank account every month, as you've been doing.
Sorry, I'm gonna pass on that.
What? What are you saying? Your husband is in trouble here. The least you can do is help me out.
You're forgetting one thing, Mark. I already submitted the divorce papers.
You already?
Yep, we're no longer husband and wife. Sorry.
No, wait, you can't be serious, Emily.
I am definitely serious. Goodbye, Mark.
Please, Emily, how are we supposed to survive? What do we do, Emily? Please.
Mark and his mother came to my condo a few days later. I guess they figured if they rushed over here with the marriage papers, I would sign it. And we would be husband and wife again. So confident were they that they even brought all their luggage with them. But, unbeknownst to them, I had already moved away. As nobody opened the door, they proceeded to go on strike and shouting stuff like, "Let us stay! Support your family! Stop husband abuse!" Absurd nonsense like that. This obviously caused considerable disturbance to the neighbors, and eventually the police were called. That's when they found out I had already moved out, which left them dumbfounded, as you can imagine. In addition, they loaded all their stuff into a taxi and came all the way here. It's like a 3-hour drive. They were apparently left penniless, and some relatives had to come and pick them up. I bet it was pretty embarrassing for the both of them. A few days later, this relative introduced them into a live-in job up north, some sort of factory. Last I heard, they were working their butts off, day in and day out, to pay off the debt that his mom had accumulated.
Sorry to bother you. Is it okay to talk with you right now? It's Panoply. I'm sorry, who is this? I don't remember meeting anyone with that name. Panoply? Oh, sorry, that's my nickname. It's cute, isn't it? Sorry, I really don't understand. Who is this? Huh? You don't know? I'll give you a hint. My friends call me Panoply because I love playing board games and my name sounds like a famous board game. So, who do you think it is now? Sorry, nothing's coming to mind. I'm Penelope! Penelope? Really? Don't tell me you don't know your own neighbor's name? I can't believe this. My neighbor? Oh, is this Mrs. Nelson? That's right! Actually, what was your name again? I'm Miss Henderson. No, your first name. Huh? It's Cindy. Okay. Hi, Cindy. Hi. Hey, you're not upset with my kid, are you? Well, I wanted to talk with you about that. I tried calling the number you gave me when we first met, but it looked like it was for your house phone. I didn't think people still used them, and I guess I was right since you never picked up when I called. Every time I went over to your house to speak with you, you weren't home. I just happened to see your son outside your house when I was coming home just now. So I rolled down the window and I said something to him. I was gonna walk over to your place and try talking to you again after I got my groceries put away. But now that I've got you here, could you please tell your son to stop throwing his garbage onto my lawn? Yeah, That's what he told me, he said. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Someone had been annoying me lately by ringing my doorbell a lot. It must have been you, huh? Annoying you? Are you saying you were home? You're always ringing my doorbell. I'm always home. I was just pretending to be out. You were pretending to be out? So, what's all this? What are you upset about? Your child's often playing outside on your second-story balcony, right? Yeah, so? Well, you know the houses are really close together in this part of town, right? And your son is always throwing his candy wrappers or papers he's colored on over the balcony, and it all lands on my lawn. I've called out to him from my window a number of times to stop doing it, but he doesn't seem to care. It's really bothering me. And he does it the same days every week at the same time. It's almost like clockwork. Well, if you've told him to stop doing it and he hasn't stopped, it sounds to me like you're just not being stern enough. It sounds like you're the problem here, don't you think? Discipline him yourself. Discipline him myself? Yeah. Whose lawn are you talking about? Well, mine, but... See? So it sounds like this is your problem. No, we're talking about your son here, aren't we? Huh? Were you not taught to handle your own problems yourself? But it's your son messing up my lawn. Don't you think it's your responsibility to clean it up? Don't say crazy things like that. Now I think you're arguing with me just for the sake of it. Besides, I might get dirty if I cleaned it up. You don't want me to get dirty, do you? Well, some of the candy wrappers are pretty sticky, but I don't see how you'd mess up your clothes picking them up. If you're so worried about that, put on some old clothes or something that's already dirty. No way! Besides, I don't have any old or dirty clothes, if that's what you're getting at. Are you saying you're worried about one speck of dirt getting on you, but you don't care about how your son makes my lawn look? That's why I'm saying it's your problem. It's not my house, that's why I don't care about it. And anyway, the person who lived there before you never complained about it. I wonder if that means... Means what? You're just making false accusations. False accusations? I don't think you've ever seen my son throw any trash onto your lawn. So, why did you really come to my house and ring my doorbell all those times? I have literally seen him do it, and went to your house to talk to you, because I want your kid to stop throwing his garbage over the balcony and onto my lawn. If he's doing that, why don't you tell him to stop it? I just told you, I did, but he's just a little kid, and he didn't seem to care. I didn't want to be mean and make him cry or anything. But you want me to? I'm not doing it. Who's the one who doesn't want him to do it anymore? Well, me, but... See? If you want him to do something for you, you make him do it. Him throwing his trash on your lawn isn't bothering me one bit. But he's your son, and he's still pretty young. Shouldn't his mother be teaching him what's right and wrong and be the one disciplining him? Don't act like I'm the one responsible for all this. The person he's causing a problem for should be the one to tell him. It doesn't bother me, so why do you think I should tell him to stop? I don't understand why this isn't getting through to you. You're the one who's supposed to be raising your own kid. But when he's doing something wrong, you want other people to handle it? I don't understand why none of what I'm saying is getting through to you either. It's your yard, isn't it? I'm telling you that you should do something about it. Nobody is this stupid. You're just messing with me, aren't you? I'm not! I'm just saying, if you don't like it, why don't you move? You're the only one who's ever complained about this, and that makes me think there's something wrong with you. See, you didn't reply because you know I'm right, right? I was living here before you moved in, wasn't I? I was here first. So, if you don't like something, I suggest you leave. Hey, stop with the doorbell! Are you just here to complain again? Doorbell? Yeah, my doorbell. You keep ringing it even though I'm not answering it. Are you here to tell me how to raise my kid again? I told you, if you don't like it here, move. How many times do I have to tell you that? I've already moved. You moved? Then who is it? I don't know. Why don't you stop pretending you're not home and go see who it is? Huh? I think it's probably your husband. Then again, your husband would probably have his own key, wouldn't he? I wonder who it could be. What are you talking about? I spoke to your husband about what was going on. I saw him at the grocery store the other day. I told him I was really upset with all the garbage being thrown in my yard. I told him I had had enough, so I was moving out. You did what? Why would you talk to my husband about this? Because you wouldn't listen to anything I said. Hold on. This person at the door still isn't stopping with the doorbell and knocking. It's starting to scare me. Cindy, can you do me a favor and come see who it is? Your husband didn't believe me when I told him what you were doing. And he said his kid would never do anything like that. So I showed him pictures of all the garbage and wrappers that were on my lawn. You showed him that? It was pretty clear it was kids' candy. But there were also all the pictures your son had drawn and thrown about. And your husband knew right away his son had drawn those pictures. Your son is quite the artist. Your husband especially found the pictures of Daddy, Mommy, and other Daddy quite interesting. What? Your husband got quite upset when he saw there were so many pictures of Mommy with a bearded man. Your husband told me he's never had a beard. He shaves every day, and he doesn't have any friends with beards either. I guess it suddenly made sense to him why his son would be out on the balcony with lots of candy and paper to draw and color on to amuse himself with. Oh my god, my son drew pictures of that? Why would you talk to my husband without my permission? I told you. Every Friday afternoon, your kid was outside on the balcony throwing his paper and garbage onto my lawn. You're kidding. You said that? Yeah, I did. I told you he did it around the same time on the same days every week. So, are you saying it's my husband ringing the doorbell and banging on the door right now? I can't say for sure, but it seems pretty likely to me. Why don't you just go and check yourself? He probably came by to see if other Daddy was there with you or not. Or maybe he's just worried about his son and wants to make sure he's not locked outside on the balcony. You gotta do something! This is all your fault. You have to do something about this! Huh? Me? Were you not taught to handle your own problems yourself? If my husband is at the front door right now, how am I supposed to get this guy out of here without my husband seeing? Cindy! I don't know. I don't care what happens to either of you. Cindy, you've got to do something. Message my husband. Say something to him. Hurry! I'm begging you! Please, Cindy! Him banging on your door isn't bothering me one bit. It sounds like this is your problem. I can't believe this. To do something like this? Nobody has ever done anything this terrible to me before. Why would you tell my husband? You have to help me. Please! Cindy, I'm talking to you! Huh? Do you not like someone ringing your doorbell and knocking on your door? If you don't like something, I suggest you leave. Out the front door. It seemed that when Penelope had her lover over, she would lock her son out on the second-story balcony. I never noticed what was going on in the house myself. But after seeing some of the drawings that fell or were thrown on my yard which their son had made, I thought it would be best to let the husband at least know what his son was drawing. When the husband saw for himself what was really going on, he took his son and immediately kicked Penelope out. Penelope's husband called me later to apologize for the problems his wife and son had caused me. He didn't tell me directly, but I got the impression that his wife was going to be his ex very soon, and that he was going to be suing her and other daddy for being in an affair with his wife. He told me that his son is doing well now, even though his mom isn't around anymore, and they're both very happy without her. Since I've already moved into my new place, I've got some new neighbors now. Luckily, I've already met most of them, and everyone seems really nice. I've even been invited over for dinner to a few of their houses, and we're all getting along really well. Everything seems great now, and I don't think any of my neighbors will be causing me any trouble here.